Welcome everyone to another episode of Beckon Weekly Draw Stream. How you guys doing tonight? What is up? What is up? What's up, Collision Bob? Heck yeah. How you doing? D-Wag was first. What's up, D-Wag? Bell. Every day. Hashtag no cowards. So, what's up? News for the week. We finished another page. We're starting on another one. Yay! Getting a couple things done. Some side work, but tonight we're going to be working on that new page and get drilling. Basically, after this stream tonight, I'm going to try to work on my sink. It's all cleaned out, but I got to bust some pipes open and try to see if I can do one last try at it. But I got some time tonight, so we'll see. The other thing is, I twist my body in such a way to crack my back all the time, and I did it something yesterday after the stream. But when I did it, I pulled all the muscles up here. I've had a heating pad most of the day, just kind of helping out, but starting to finally loosen up at the end of the day. So we'll see how that works when I get into the pipes. But like I said, we finished that page that we were last working on. If you guys were on our stream last night, you guys got a peek at this. But yeah, we got it finished. Yeah. So, heck yeah. And I almost missed the loading cows again. So, glad to get all that in there. This page is 100% complete. So, yeah, we're on to the next one. We're on to this one. So, if y'all remember last time I was working on this, we had gotten this started, and I ended by finding that hand for you guys. So right now, I've got these layers. I want to start getting into rendering this character and move on. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to be drilling along with the line art that you guys are used to kind of seeing me do. I'm just going to come in here, start. And there's some really good lines in a lot of this, but I'm still gonna go over them, try to make different decisions if I see them. But that's what's happening. Since we got the head and the hand up there on separate layers, that's good. I'll try to work with those. Let me brighten this up for you. I noticed when I went darker that last time, it was harder to see. So we'll brighten that back up. But so that's what I'm doing. I gotta, yeah, just so I don't get things confused. And here we go. Oh, Bubba wants to come over and say hi. He's got a ball. So, just fed them. They're good. One of Bubba's kids and one of Bit's brothers had surgery, so trying to check on that guy. Completely tore his ACL. So they had to go in and put plates and 8 screws in. Poor guy. But they got him on all the fun stuff. If there are puppy DMT gods, he's seeing them. But and I watched that Cat Williams and Joe Rogan podcast that's been getting around. Dude, when Cat said he read so much, claimed that he read so many books, you were kind of like, oh, come on, that's hyperbole. Nah, when he's talking, he seems to know a lot about in-depth parts of subjects, so, and he took his time, his etiquette and all that, so, good podcast, though. I haven't watched a Rogan podcast and a whole one, and probably since the Spotify deal, but you see the clips, but funny enough, they weren't. I don't even remember him talking about the comedians or the sphere that Cat was going to talk about a few weeks ago. But I have Catpocalypse. One when I think that's his 2012 special, and it's just funny seeing him go off the way he does. And then I think my favorite one was either Pimpin' or Pimp Chronicles, and it's really because of the poor little Tink Tink joke. Whatever special that one's in, that's like the best special in my opinion of Cat. It's funny. But I don't know. Other than that, I haven't. There's been political news and stuff, but it's always weird. Like I said, I mean, I know that there are objective truths, but rarely does the news headlines have talk about such things. So I kind of like stay out of it until it reveals itself, whatever that may be. But my brain is served in better places. So I've been using my art brain much as I can. You guys should be seeing the fruits of that labor sometime soon. It's all for fun. It's all funny. At least a little labor. Like, these are like small things, tiny little stuff, but when it all works together, it's nice. So yeah, the book's coming great. After this page, we got 4 more pages left. So super stoked to be so close. Woo! Yeah, it's kind of nuts seeing everybody. Like, I was pitching my campaign around the same time as a lot of the books, and it's kind of crazy to see the books start coming out of all the people you shared the streams with and pitching. And it's like, mine's good, mine's on the way. But went around, saw a few people in the streams, kind of getting myself back out there. Like, hey, what's up, guys? That was fun. Just getting around talking again. People going, whoa, Beckett. So it's good everyone remembered it. It's awesome. I love that part. So working on making sure that that impression continues. So I don't see too many people talk about fabrics. Do we need a clothing, like how fabrics fall and flow episode? I guess I could check around on YouTube, see what people are talking, saying. But yeah, fabrics could be so fun. It was a whole I want to say it was a whole couple weeks of a course, but that's not true. It's once we went through, and I say 2 weeks, it was more like a week and a half of straight fabric practice and study. Then after that, if your fabrics weren't right, you got a whole 10 points off your grade. The guy was gnarly. So, but the fundamentals of it are nice. It kind of gets you in the mood for understanding how they flow and fold on each other. There's different types of folds. I'd have to refer to my list that I have saved somewhere to recite which ones there are. But there's the accordion folds. You guys are familiar if you drew clothing before, and if you haven't, it's fun. You can see me now. I'm kind of fighting this shape here that I want to naturally throw in, but it wouldn't loop. It would kind of just be an indentation, kind of what it is now, where this would fall. This tail would pretty much go away, and that fold become anyway. Sorry, just trying to find my my Bob Rossness while I'm going. So trying to get rid of some of these underdrawings too as I get the clean one going. It just kind of helps me track what's been done. Allows me to kind of see the read cleaner. But what I'm trying to do now is get these folds to wrap around the arm. You know, you could see how I'm wrapping that fold there and this one here around the arm to give it, you know, the shape, and that's done by those curves. So I'm trying to look up here and see if I need to do it any more than what I already have. And I don't think I do. Once the shading goes in there, it's going to fill up a lot of that empty space and catching the light. And again, I'm playing with, you know, different foreshorten angles, see what makes more sense. And see, this doesn't make sense to do it this way because of that. It was perfect the way it was. The reason why is this needs to run that way. The other way that would have ran up into this, in my opinion, not the best way. I would say the wrong way, but I'm sure someone out there would be like, "Nah, that works." Which it could, you know. Let's see what's up. Yeah. What's up, D-Way? Everyone's saying the shout outs. Woohoo. Let's see. Okay, so that's my head. That's my ear. Gotcha. That's why it wasn't erasing. Yeah. Pop that bicep in there. Get that loop of the fabric. That little hop over the bicep. And then I got a cloak that comes up. Stop this. So, come back here, get my tabard figured out. So one of the hints with fabrics is try to work with hard angles, not with points per se, but you can see here, here, here. Like I'm using these what I call gravity points. They're like where gravity's working with it and pulling it. Or kinetic, you know, kinetic points is another way because that's where the tension would be. But more of those would be I'm talking about kinetic because there's a force pushing it. So I have to kind of like draw the fabric absorbing the impact, which is also why I'm wrapping his sleeve around his arm here. Is I want to show that there's a force blowing the fabric back up against, you know, his body appendages. And that in and of itself will give an understanding of the action. So you can see how I've got this gust like hitting that sleeve right here. You know, you can see it's circular shape. So wind or air pressure, because it is in a chamber. You know, caves have wind, but it's more like the explosion from a force that's happening in this scene. So, but yeah, wind too. Like if you're drawing characters standing on like a precipice overlooking like a prairie or something like that, then yeah, you got clothing pending. I mean, could be tight armor, but you know, with a cloak, that's kind of easy. But let's see, I was on this one. So, yeah. Tension points, like I was saying with fabrics, are kind of up where they're hanging. So you can see I'm planning for those lines of tension point hanging from where they're coming from. And even up there, that's where a lot of the folds will usually happen with fabrics. Is wherever they're hanging, usually that's where it's bunching up like hosiery. Oh, thanks, Collision Bob. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, guys, go check out my website, zadestudios.com. Heck yeah. Thank you, Collision. Links in the chat. It's also in the description, if I'm not mistaken. But, so back to here. Tension points. Throw down. Actually, I might be able to find an accordion fold right here up in the sleeve. So remember, I was trying to find that loop down here or somewhere like that. It's the wrong spot for it. really does need to kind of pop right in these folds. It is an accordion fold, and I may need to play with its size a bit. So, yeah. And now I've got those two parallel, in my opinion. I want it kind of a stair step, like here, here, here angle. Then again, I'm still not entirely sold on how long that is. Messed with that. The reason why I don't like it is, again, there's a too robotic of pattern here. These three long lines are too parallel, too natural. But again, they're reacting to a force from a single point. Like I said, kind of an explosion. So those would be ripples in the waves. So I might just still go with it. I fed my dogs. They're down for the count. Yeah. Cleaning up that underdrawing so I don't have stuff in my way. I'm going to try to keep working on this face now. I wanted to get those lines pretty clean and set up, and then work in this face. Faces are interesting. Oh, thanks, D-Wag. Heck yeah. I need to update that thing, too. It's been a couple years. Finally get that chance. Coming soon. And I hear that Dillard at Dillard Draws, or some group associated over there, has a sketch-off championship that they're trying to get started, but they said everybody's scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. But if there's any willing challengers, please, come tell it to my face. Nah, it'd be fun. Getting back into those things would be fun. I know me and Joe did it there for a set. Hockey used to have his draw off channels, which was awesome. I haven't seen him around lately. Anyone know what's going on with hockey? Probably just hit him up, but I haven't seen him in a smidgen. So popping in that fluffy hair textures. Oh, what's up, Kirby? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah. I think I got a little bit of draw music there. It's that basic, you get StreamYard, you get some real basic stream music. He must actually be down under. Yeah, I'm worried about him. I haven't seen him. Someone piss him off? What happened? Hope not. It was fun to see his progressions. Guy was getting good at art real quick. Some of those later drawings he was doing was very impressive. And I know he did the Bancroft challenge too. And that turned out real good from him. I think he did. Yeah. Yeah, I remember his drawing. Yeah, I thought he was blaming me for talking him into doing that. So, no. But it is fun. Okay. So, all right. I know my anatomy is a little hangy right now with his ear. All right, here we go. I've been drawing normal human cartoons for a minute, so I have to kind of bounce back. Yeah. That was the other thing. Like, this world that I'm making, it does have humans in it. And it's something that the book has one human character, and it's in a flashback, or not a flashback, it's a vision. It's part of that visionary magic, but it's not a flashback. I misspoke. Um, but there's a lot of opportunity there in the beginning of the book with the character walking through Tulivania, where I could have like human characters walking around too. And it would help the audience understand that, that part, that aspect. Not hard. Adding extra background characters isn't much. Depending on how you implement it, I could go super gnarly and make it really complicated and think about all these little subplot stories that you could piece together in the background, which I kind of already done in certain areas. But if I really push that a little bit more, it could be the use for the human characters, or at least kind of get them interacting with the Jiri more, rather than just kind of standing there walking. It's like, yep, they're here too. Just having like doing something, like where, maybe doing a job that the humans do, around Tulivania, where we can kind of see their place in that society. Just ideas and things I'm noticing. I'm also noticing between the last page and the page that we got done before that, I have to adjust some red color in the next page, or the page that we just finished, to kind of like get the color feng shui going well with the pages. So working with that too. Oh, no worries, man. Had to step away. It's all good. I'm just babbling and drawing. Oh, back to this. So I don't know if you guys are into British TV, but I found the show Detectorist is free on YouTube. Funny little quirky show about metal detectorists. But it's got the guy from, I mentioned it before on the show. It's got the pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean, the one with the wooden eye that always was falling out. He stars in it. I forget who the other guy is too. Very recognizable actors. Witty little British show. It's fun though. But yeah, that's free on YouTube. So, like I said, I've been getting some other stuff rolling. I got plans for Bob the Builder style night. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. So if there's any good podcasts or streams going on, I might pop in, see what's happening, or listen. But Bancroft's, I think, said wasn't streaming tonight. Might be Lord Crackheads out there. I don't know. But okay, I need to be a little cleaner, but I'm trying to. Why am I starting to crosshatch? Because I'm in the mode. I'm in the zone. I need to get some texture shapes in these beards. I need to clean up my line work in the face. And then I'll allow myself to crosshatch. It's really whatever works, but I want you guys to see more weightless. Well, that's a new weight loss program title right there. Weight, WAIT, less. Do, 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 do. Kind of sounds like Payless. Yeah. So I got his hair pieces popping out of here, conjoining up in this curl. Yeah. Man, gotta get that arc right. This is gonna sound dirty, but practicing your stroke and your pencil marks, it's necessary. What are you doing back there, Bubba? Oh, he's got playing with his ball again. So you can see when I make, like, especially when I'm doing the clean lines here, which I see a little divot there, but I'm pulling these single stroke lines after laying out some planned, guidelines and stuff. So I don't know if that's even helping y'all. It might. For concept artists, it's kind of usual. You want to throw down a good gesture real quick, capture your shape language or your action. And then if it's going to a production, like a cleanup stage or something, I've seen one video on animation, like the actual process for cleaning up animations. I've seen one guy do a video on it. It was good too, but I love the cleanup process. That's when it's like, I used to do antiquing, so like polishing stuff and bringing them back to their allure is kind of fun. So to be able to do that with animation and really like, okay, well, this guy animated it, sure, he caught the motion, but you see how clean that is. You see how those lines float through the panels as it goes. That's all me. There's a different type of craftsmanship in doing cleanup work, and those guys don't get enough credit. The cleanup guys. You think the animators draw Lion King that cleanly? It's rough. There's a cleanup artist that goes in and makes all that stuff look amazing. Amazing. But a lot of that's digital now. It's the same thing. It's almost the same process. You're just doing it all digitally. But there's not enough of that stuff. I would say that would be one of my biggest pro tips I could give anybody. The tutorials you're going to find are just people trying to make their content in mass. They're great beginner tutorials, but you'll rarely find anything that's going to be super in depth, super advanced. That's what I found out anyway. Like, you don't want to put that stuff out for free either. You want to put it behind a paywall because it's the specialized stuff, So maybe that's what I'm running into more. But I'd advise anyone, it's like, be very careful about thinking you're going to learn how to do it all just by watching YouTube tutorials. That's not going to be a fun day or a fun journey for you. You're going to get kicked down off that horse almost every time. And the hours you'll put watching all these videos to try to find the little nugget of help. Nah. But if that's anything, we need to start putting better tutorials out. And who am I to say anything? I don't make tutorials, so not right now anyway. But if you want to get good at things, try it yourself, learn it yourself, go out, crack open a book. Still someone else's opinion, but usually they're pretty proven. And not the AI books, the old drawing books. Surprisingly enough, those things were expensive back in the day, and I don't, from what I've seen, books like that, old textbooks and estate sales and stuff, yeah, try to grab them. All right. If y'all remember seeing some hints of this dude's face in the aftermath of that tentacle, then you'll probably know where this thing's hidden. What all this slinging stuff. And we shall, if you haven't, again, you can go back. It's going to be in the book, though, so I'm trying to be a little withholding of some information while I'm talking about it. But yeah, for any of you that got a keen eye, you've seen what I've been doing. You've seen the aftermath here. But yeah, the substance been sucked onto his face is being again, there's an explosion, so he's being pushed away from it, but something was attached to the side of his face when this happened, so it's blasting off, and he's being basically yanked away. All that stuff is being yanked away, so you got to do the action trail of that, which is what you all see in here. I'm just trying to clean it up because it was messy. Again, it's messy because finding the gesture, finding that motion, it could be pretty messy. And I like certain elements. So again, I'm going to tamp out what I don't need, keep some of the stuff that I'm liking, like this chunk right there. I like that. Okay, looks like it gets okay. Yeah. All right, I got my shade lines. That's what that was. My guidelines. No, what the heck? Where are you at? Oh, that's what. It's because I'm on like 0. Sorry, my tool. Where are you at? There you are. I'll get my layers figured out in a second. I could go ahead and merge those 2 top ones, actually. That'll save me there. And now I can join the arm hand with the head. So go back in. I want to chunk up some of the detail in here, the gruesomeness, the gnarly, get that contrast going. Yeah. So how's your all's week been going? Last night was a fun episode. If you guys missed out on it, go check it out. Dwight dropped in. It was a fun time. We drew Terry Cruz's Camacho, which I could in an hour, but I think it was like 25 minutes really. But like I said on the stream, I'll probably come back to it someday. Try to like correct what I feel like I've missed. I got close on it though. It was like, do a cartoon, but then I started like, no, let's make it look like him. So it became something more involved, but it's great. It's always fun. I just wonder what Dwight's gonna ask me to draw next week. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of like, Jode gives the audience a choice. I want to sit there and start. Yeah, what y'all want to see? Come on. All right, that's where you are. All right, pull back out. Check that chunk density. All right. Might need more chunks, but I'm going to keep moving down on the face. So most of our face stuff is in play. I got a little cleanup in it to do, and I want to make sure it's clean pretty much. I've got my shade lines or reference lines for the shading areas kind of in place. But if I do my crosshatch over top of them, they're going to be seen under the crosshatch. So I want to try to not do that unless I'm intending. So that's not what I'm doing. But going down to that size 2, hard round, and crosshatch. And crosshatch. Keep that cranium shape. Right in the temple area. So I usually put a base crosshatch down somewhat that contours the direction, of the plane of the face. then by the time I start layering over things, I'm using the different directions to create darker patches, lighter patches. Also, again, trying as much as I can to reveal the subtleties in the way the surfaces of the planes kind of change over time and micro change because of expressions or anything. Real trick is trying to keep it all even. I mean, it's not real hard, but it can get tedious. So you just soft round eraser. Like if you see, I got a soft round here at like 30. No, I got it at 20% because I'm going so light. I just want to kind of pluck out the areas they got a little too dark, and then I can run right back over, and you can see how the shades start to kind of naturally come out. Would you say how many layers are you expecting? Isn't that the joke? Right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers right now. So usually we get to 1,000 by the end of end of a page. So we're at 6. We'll see what happens. And that's not hyperbole. We've actually counted a few of them. It is like 1,000 layers. But again, I told you guys, I think the way I was testing that and how Photoshop automatically numbers a new layer, and that's what I was going off with. I don't know if I could trust that. I should be able to, but some of these layers I don't end up like I smash things together. I end up deleting under layers. So there's no way I could tell you exactly how many layers were used, but in the final image I can, of course. And I think I was telling everyone I'd try to give a layer countdown. How many layers did it take to make the book? Because it's been a joke. It's been a fun joke for all of us. Why don't you just do a flat layer? Right. And that's the thing. I mean, I'm doing this for the first time. These guys have got their techniques figured out, you know? Well, by now, I think I got my process figured out too. It's insane. It's not that insane though. I mean, I do think I get. They would say they have the same amount of control with their images. You know, the ones that run all their color flats on one layer. Again, that's cool. To me, I wouldn't though. Like, cause I'm trying to do other stuff, and I feel like if everything's on the same layer, I lose that ability to kind of go in there, not be afraid of layers, just know how to use them when I need to. And the other thing is, you know, it's a safety precaution, so I don't lose anything. Too, a lot of it, or like you're supposed to kind of design stuff, and then like that's the design, stick to it. And I wanted more creative freedom, even with my own art, to be like, this needs to change. Like this needs to go over here, this needs to go over here, but without having to redo it all or insult anyone by that. Because it's to me, it's all about getting the job done and getting done right, looking good and impressive. I don't have time to pet your ego. You know, kind of an idea. There's a job to be done. Damn it. But it is just art. You're supposed to have fun with it. But I've been doing it too long. It's my battlefield. My battlefield. My battlefield. That's what Joe said. Dude, people just don't know, man. When you do art, you're going into battle, bro. The penis is my. The pen is my. Nah, just joking. The pen is my even sword. Ha ha ha. Dwight was here, he would have got that. It's that SNL skit again. But so yep. Yep. Yeah. Better be careful with that. I like that If it don't work in one direction, go the other. I remember putting this lip in the fabric right here. As much as I liked that. Yeah. I know I've got my underdrawing there, and I just need to trust it. Again, those lines usually are just suggestions for me, but what the memory I use must be incredible. Oh, for the computer, yeah, I got all my drives, the slots to add memory. It's all the slots are packed. So this computer is as beastie as it can get unless they get a graphics card edition. But I don't need to. It's all doing its job. And Photoshop does take most of the memory of the computer while it's running. So I don't know. I've actually made my computer tired many times. It's sitting there and it's going, I'm acting slow because I'm tired. My memory's running out because you're using too much of it. So I'm like, all right, I'll shut it down and give you a break. But yeah, we're pushing it, baby. Do your disk defragments. Make sure all that's doing the right stuff. Keep your updates rolling. And allocate your memory properly. I forget what I did. I know I pulled it back because we kept crashing on the stream. We were having problems. So my scratch disk, let's see. Come on. So you can bring up scratch disk. It's like, don't change my scratch disk. Where you at, dude? Oh, I've got that still up. That's funny. Here we go. All right, so yeah, I've got all these drives with gigabytes as far as like the memory. Heck, I can add 2 more. Why not? It won't take into account until I restart, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, with that much memory dedicated, it's and this is where you can kind of like you're telling it how much to kind of use. So I'm kind of at 77%. So yeah, it's using 77% of the computer's capacity while I do this. So we're running on 77% on stream. That's why we were crashing before. So that option or settings is in preference, and it's all the way down at the bottom, performance, and it'll open up that window. And you can allocate things. Be careful overclocking it. You can crash your system by, doing that. You need to leave memory for your computer to do everything else, like streaming or YouTube or keeping the time. Don't brick your computers. But I don't think it does. There should be fail safes in it, but I'd still be careful overclocking it. I do hear there are gnarly ways using temperature. So there are cooling systems for your PCs that when the mother chips down and everything, you're gaining like another 8 megabytes of RAM. Taking you over a current threshold. Speedrunner gamers usually do that to kind of allow their frame rates to increase at ridiculous rates so they could play more. So, and that's kind of going off of a couple theories there. But, quantum computers are kind of that. Yeah, I'll probably get shot in the face for saying that. No, it's if you've heard the term quantum computer but not quite understanding what's the difference right now, your phone can do a lot more than a quantum computer, our current day quantum computers. But that's going to be going away real quick. So what the quantum computer, or what our conventional computers are doing, is binary code, ones and zeros, and it can only like think of, an equate, you can only do so much. With the quantum computers, you've seen the contraption they're held in. It looks like a big giant cappuccino machine, but it super cools the microchips and the bits on those microchips down, which puts them in a superposition. At almost absolute zero, the molecules slow down their movement. So almost they're in both states at once, or so in which case I watched a couple videos on programming quantum computers because the logic's a bit different, and I don't understand enough to tell you guys yet, but I'm learning. And when I do, I'll try to simplify it best I can. But yeah, like if you're really desperate for that 8 megs of RAM, there's guys doing it. But yeah, be careful overclocking your Photoshop. What's up, Chris Fisk? How you doing, boss? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I don't know if my MacBook has enough memory. I'm going to try to download more. The oxymoron right there. I'm going to try to download more memory. It got a lot of us back in the early times of computers. It got us a lot. It's funny how that probably still works. All right. Yeah. Good to see you, Chris. Dwight was needing you last night on some trivia. Oh, and I knew what he was talking about. I saw that I went back and tried to be like, he was trying to tell me about something. And then he was referencing something I knew really well, and now I forgot it. Now I forgot completely. Anyway, yeah. Fun episode. You gotta go tell me what you think of my Camacho, Chris. I drew Camacho last night. I would look at the end of the video though. I could probably show it. I'm not bugging. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm gonna show my Camacho off because I thought it came out pretty good. It needs some work, but I thought it came out all right. Yeah, right there. It's almost there. It's still off, but it's almost there. I don't know, it doesn't look like him, but I'm close. Stinking close. But yeah. I just downloaded 32 Google Bytes off notavirus. Not a virus.com. That's awesome. Yeah, did you get the link from a Nigerian prince? Oh yeah, Chris, I was shouting you out over on, was it Dillard's? Yeah. It was either Dillard's or I was on Matt Barr's. I was like, y'all know Chris Fisk? I think it was on Dillard Draws. Yeah, I showed him off Infinitel. All right, I was working on the face. Why am I working on the sleeve? Because I wanted to see that dimension. Get out of there. Come back. I was shouting a lot of people out like I was part of a hood or something. I was like, let me give a shout out to Ray, Dominique. I was doing everybody. Joe, Al, Leo, little Mo with the gimpy leg, Clyde, Cliff, Yeah, thanks. I greatly appreciate all that. Heck yeah. That's how it's got to work, man. how it's got to work. Ugh. Did he call him Bony Bob and then he said Cliff? That was Home Alone 2, and you've been smooching with everybody. Al, Leo, Little Mo with the gimpy leg. And I don't know what he says next. Like, the next name. But I know he ends with Cliff. I can hear it in my head. But, like, Billy Bob, Cliff, something like that. But it can't be Billy Bob. Bony Bob, something, I don't know. What's up, Shadow Punk? Yeah, what's up, Jens? Jensen, heck yeah, boys. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Talking about splitting headache. Yeah, you guys do. Yeah. How you doing, boss? We got some awesome stuff cooking up. Christian, looks like you got some cool stuff brewing with Infinitail. Yeah. Talk about split. Gotcha. Yo, this one goes out to all my peeps in cell block 6. Yep. Going back to my 60 days in times. Oh yeah. No, I was never on 60 days in. But I know what putting on your tennis shoes mean. You know, pod boss. I better shut my mouth. I might find my way in there and be like, oh, pod boss, this artist boy. Hold my pocket. No. So. Now I sees you, I like you, and I want you. You can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. I see you choosing the hard way. Better watch your cheeks. Don't drop the soap. Booty band. I'm Booty Warrior. It's more important than water. Fleece Johnson. That's what his name was. Oh, goodness. I heard he's out now. Hide your kids. Hide your booty. Because they letting Fleece Johnson out of here. So. Yeah. Oh, he is? That's a cover. That's what that is. That or he makes her talk in a deep voice. Hold my pocket. But he says he still yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's a corner of the internet, man. Sadly enough, with the internet, when you become a legend, it's not necessarily famous, it's infamous. But we were talking about the movie Waiting a couple episodes back, and it's like that's where you find Fleece Johnson working as a cook, as a line cook. He's definitely line cook material. And the funny thing is, most all the line cooks would probably know who he is because they've been laughing about him for a few years line cooking. But so art, right? Exactly. So we're trying to get this beard finished in 6 minutes. So we're gonna speed up the automatic drawing. Basically, it's almost very similar to this technique that I do when I do shrubbery contrast, but instead of leaves, I'm doing hairs. So you can kind of they're similar motions, but not exactly the same. With the leaves, I try to go in a much more sporadic, random, patching. With hair, though, you kind of need to layer it a bit, like layer sections to be more like clumps and shapes. Not everything, don't overdo it, but if you know anything about shape language and you're designing a character, hair shape, especially with anime characters or manga, I'm sure you guys have seen, but even with other just like American comics, there's a distinct shape in the style of the hair that you kind of need to work around with your textures if you're putting those textures in. But the shape is what shows us what's going on there. That way it's not just a hairy mess of lines, scribbly mess of lines in one direction. I learned that while painting an Arctic wolf one time in high school. I was confused about how the top of their head hair was. Now, it's because I wasn't looking at the reference. I had a real bad habit of not looking at reference because I love to draw from my imagination, especially in high school. But, if I checked, I would have read the dog's hair kind of stands up, but I was afraid to paint that because it didn't make sense to me. But I had to look at it a bit and go, oh, I'm looking at each individual hair instead of the clump of hair. And then I texture the clump of hair, with other colors to create the illusion of hair rather than trying to paint every little hair stroke. So kind of something there to take with. You'll have your bright areas or your dark areas, like I said down here. I need those darker areas back here, though, because the direction of light's coming that way. So what I darkened over here, come in with an eraser, just kind of pop some of those darks out. Make sure I'm prepared for that light to come over and hit. And there you go. I did it in 2 minutes, not 6 minutes. Ha-ha! Carpe D's nuts. Go. So I'll just go ahead and try to finish the crosshatch in the face then. And again, keeping the same direction of light in mind the whole time. So little crevices are the occlusion areas, basically where the sun don't shine areas. Just kind of give them a good shade. Too strong. Need a softer eraser. What's going on, guys? A ridge prison wall. It's the bulletproof hemorrhoiders. I've been a line cook myself. It does attract some rough folk. Right. Just wait till you see how many colors prison ridge wall is coming. I had to make a video on that. Right. That's funny. What's the Raycon earbuds? It's how about this one? The Hello Tushy for prison. That's funny. It's the bidet attachment one that everyone promotes. Yeah, a prison bidet. You can cook your ramen noodles with it. I bet it said Roman noodles. Ooh. But fun day. I'm almost not wanting to stop drawing because I got to work on the sink. But that's what's got to happen, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed watching me. Let me try that again. I hope you all enjoyed watching me drawing this today. It was great having, and I'm just joking, just joking. I can't do that. I can't do it and keep a straight face. Prison Raycons, no. All right. I still remember the first time Chris showed it to my old streams. He was like, what is going on? And 5 minutes later, he was dropping gold. Yeah, the dude, like I've said it before, Chris is some funny dude, man. Very funny guy. No cap, on God. So you guys go out there. If you don't know Chris Fisk, he is the author of Infinitale. Go out there, Google it, check it out. Go follow him on all of his stuff. You can get your copy of Affinity on Amazon, I believe is where he sells it still. It is a fun book. You know, you guys need to get into it. It's one of those D&D adventures put to comic paper, and it does. It feels like that too with the way it sets up, you know, the journey in it. So you guys will enjoy the art, and the packaging is non-contested, the best that you'll get. I've shown it on this channel a lot. He's got the manuscript box with all the amazing prints on it. So go check out Chris over there. Now that I shield him, I wish that my book was out so I could sell it to you guys now. But if you guys want to keep up with me, all the links are in the description. There's Beck in the Game that you can play on Steam right now if you're running a PC. I'm working on the comic book Beck in Recourse right now. And after this page is done, we are 4 pages away from finishing the artwork. That will be delivered and fulfilled to the backers, and then I'll be having extra copies up on the store, so you will get an ability to get the book after it is fulfilled, though. I'll be probably dropping posters and stuff like that when I put the book up on the store as well. But yeah, I'm on my journey to the merch, but we're almost there. But yeah, guys, go sub to DWAG. He's got some goofy ass art shorts and videos that he's been working on. We've all been kind of like throwing ideas back and forth, a little bit of work in. So go check him out there. Genshin's always all on there streaming, talking. He's fun, great dude. Go check him out too. Collision Bomb's my secret. Y'all don't get that secret. That's my secret. No, she's awesome. Thank you all for showing up. And it's been a great time, great stream. I wish I would have, and Shadowpunk too, guys. Shadowpunk, another guy. I just didn't want to miss another one there. Shadowpunk, also amazing animator, awesome stuff with his book Shadowpunk, and his sculpting abilities are gnarly. Some of the best ones I've seen, and I've said it before. The way he balances his sculptures to give him that dynamic action pose for any of your comic creations, hit him up. Guys, that was the show tonight, and I'll be back next week with Dwight on Thursday. So I hope you guys have a safe weekend. We'll see you all in the chats, and wish me luck on the sync after I get that done. But yeah, guys, thank you all again. We I haven't played the trailer in a while, but we're going to do that. All right. We love you. I'm out. Bye.